Yeah, it looks gorgeous. They just deflect a missile? Akira, stop! Yes! Good evening, folks. Welcome to the Game Reserve. My name is Jacob Newman, and I'm Warren these parts. And tonight, we are playing Super Metroid. I know I've already covered a Metroid game this year, but with Metroid Prime 4 right around the corner, I just wanted to take a look at the series again. Like, I'm so excited that the game is finally coming out. It seems like forever ago when they announced this game. So, you know, I'm just beyond excited, you guys can tell. Alright, so, Super Metroid. So, as you guys know, the original Metroid on NES, despite being of a pretty high quality, wasn't the most successful of games. This was primarily because it was released for the Famicom Disk System, which is an unpopular add-on, so not a lot of people bought Metroid in Japan. And though it did much better here in America, it still wasn't good enough for Nintendo. If it wasn't for the fact that R&D1, the team behind the original game, had done so well with the Game Boy, there probably would have been a Metroid 2. Unfortunately, Metroid 2 also didn't do very well, so with that pretty much settled, Nintendo was ready to just put Metroid out to pasture. R&D1, however, was not willing to let the series die, so behind closed doors, they started work on a new Metroid game for the Super Nintendo, making sure that the higher-ups in Nintendo didn't catch wind of it, for fear that they would, tell them to stop. After a year of this, they had a working prototype, and it's then that they presented it to their bosses at Nintendo, who were, of course, upset that they had gone against their direct orders and continued working on the Metroid series. But they were so impressed by what R&D1 had done that they had no choice but to greenlight the game on the spot. So, Super Metroid would come out, and unfortunately, it again wouldn't do too well. It would bomb hard in Japan, and though it did modestly in America, for as good as the game was, Nintendo was simply expecting a lot more. However, the critical praise of Super Metroid simply cannot be understated. This is still one of the most critically acclaimed games in history, and people even say that it's the best game in the Metroid series. Now, I'm going to state right off the front that I don't agree with that statement. I think there are better Metroid games, but I can't deny how good Super Metroid is and what it did for the Metroidvania genre in general. I'm really excited to play it for you guys, so let's just go ahead and get this started. As to how I'm going to be playing this game, I'm going to be playing it via Switch Online, just the most convenient way to play the game and, most readily available way to play it right now. So let's go ahead, get this started. Oh, I'm definitely liking the vibe of this already. Okay, so this title is just fantastic, and like the composition of it is brilliant. Your eye immediately goes to the baby Metroid, and that sort of brings a vision up to the title, which is great. But the scene around it is also terrifying as well, because like those are corpses down there at the bottom. So clearly the Metroid didn't do that. So something is in that room. Like, it's just so good. And then you got that ominous drone with the Darth Vader style breath and everything. God, it's so good. Love it. Okay. Just go ahead and make sure that my control settings are where I want them to be, which they aren't. So, B, jump, dash, and X. And that should do it. Alright, let's get this started.
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
Well, that voice is ominous. Can't wait to hear how you screw this up. Alright, so first off, we're getting a bit of a recap from Samus. And I actually really like this because this actually informs a good deal of Samus's character, which we haven't had yet. So she's starting off talking about the events of the first game, her battle with Mother Brain, her first real encounter with the Metroid. And now she's going into the events of Metroid 2, where she was sent to SR388 to completely eradicate the Metroids because they were too dangerous. And also touching upon the end of Metroid 2, where she finds one last Metroid, and because it's not hostile to her, she decides to spare it. Which, again, despite how cold Samus tends to be, she does clearly have a moral compass. But, you know, you're also kind of getting the sense that she prefers her isolation as well because, you know, her first instinct is to offload the baby Metroid and justifying it by saying that the scientists will probably be able to do something with the baby Metroid. But she also can't help but be fascinated by the scientists' findings anyway. Then again, she may want this because, you know, the Metroid were created by the Chozo for purposes of harvesting energy. It just so happens that they ended up being dangerous. So maybe Samus really does want this. Maybe this is, you know, her just trying to honor her adopted people. And then she goes bounty hunting. But then she mentions that she gets a distress signal and the music just cuts. Like, that whole scene was just a bit chilling, but the timing of cutting off that music, it's excellent. The story here is just presented masterfully. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is talk about the controls, and this is really my biggest problem with the original, with Super Metroid. The controls take some getting used to, so movement feels a little sluggish. The jump is a little floaty. It doesn't quite have the right weight to it. And the spin jump still has that dedicated arc to it, which makes it a little imprecise for tight platforming. It is still something that you get used to, but it's not quite as fluid as later games in the series, which is why I tend not to agree with the statement that Super Metroid is the best game in the series. There are some new additions to Samus's movement, though. She can now duck like she could in Super Metroid. Not only that, but she can now aim her cannon in 8 directions. Not only that, but by holding the shoulder buttons, she can actually lock her aim at an angle, which is really convenient. Yeah, the controls here are pretty damn good. I mean, they're not perfect, but, you know, for the time, this was great. And by the by, I am not terribly fond of Samus's run animation there. And the reason for that is because it makes me think of this clip from Jackie Chan Adventures. They really need to have her leaning forward just a little bit because I can't help but laugh when I see her run in this game. Really like the atmosphere in this opening segment too. This is just great. Oh boy. So, yeah, there's bodies on the floor, and we recognize that from the title screen. The baby Metroid's supposed to be in there. Where the hell is that thing? This cannot be good. Oh, there you are. Can't seem to pick it up, though. Uh-oh. Wait a minute, didn't I kill you already? Well, I killed you once, I can kill you again. Hey! Back off. You want a piece of me, Ridley? Hey, get back down here, you bastard. Get back here! Oh, balls. I got other things I need to worry about right now. Time to make a break for it. What was Jackie Chan saying in the clip? Bad day, bad day, bad day, bad day, bad day! Oh, that sway is a little nauseous. Alright, time to book it. And by the way, the graphics in this game are absolutely outstanding. This is one of the best looking games on the Super Nintendo, bar none, which is saying quite a bit, I must admit. And now we're heading back to the Planet Zebes from the first game. Once again, that's just some really good atmosphere there. I don't know why, but my first instinct here is to go left for whatever reason. Typically it's the other way around. Yeah, it's very ominous as you immediately enter the cave system. It's weird you can't do the morph ball though. It does beg the question of where all of Samus's weapons went here. Can't go that way. Most games do come up with a reason as to why Samus loses all her gear. But, you know, this is just one of those instances where they, for whatever reason, don't, so... It's very clear that they're appealing to fans, pre-existing fans of the series, so, like, did it not expect people to question why that's the case? This might look familiar to people who have played the first game. This is actually the platforming segment at the end of the game where you actually need to escape from Zebes after Mother Brain activates the self-destruct. So we're actually sort of retreading some ground here, which is neat. And it's interesting to see this section of the game rendered in 8-bit as well. Did I mention how good the graphics are here? And of course, this is where we fought Mother Brain. Thankfully, there are no Metroid in here right now. Since I don't have the freeze ray, I would be absolutely screwed. Hell, I don't even have missiles right now. I remember this elevator being here, though. Like, even that image of Samus just riding down on the elevator, that's iconic as hell. And now we're back to where we started in the first game, and just like before, the item is to the left of where we start. And it's the Morph Ball, because of course it is. It's funny that they were doing throwbacks to NES games as early as the 16-bit era. Hey, sup guys? That's right, I'm back. Better start counting your prayers. Alright, let's see if there's anywhere else we can go here. Can't go that way, but I know we can go down here. Yeah, the other games would definitely, you know, do better with the controls. It's still really smooth here. And already we got our next item, which are missiles. So how you use these, I have it set to the X button to activate it. So, toggle your missiles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's still annoying to me that you gotta use 5 missiles to open up a door. What's wrong with just 1? You're wasting ammo. That's right, boys, I'm coming. There's nothing you guys can do to stop it. If you all want to go, go. Yeah. I would imagine Samus isn't afraid of the space pirates in the slightest. If you include Metroid Prime in the timeline, she's dealt with them so many times. She's likely just pissed that they took what is essentially her kid. And there's that famous cue again. God, this is great. And now we actually have some space pirates. But I want to remind everyone, are actually a species and not an organization. Isn't that weird? So now they know I'm here. Gonna be a problem for them, though. Yeah, just playing this compared to the other Metroid games, the control is so smooth. Like, if I hadn't played Metroid Fusion, Zero Mission, or Dread, I would say it can't get any better than this. I also love how things just explode when you shoot it. It's so satisfying. It's a little disappointing that no one is watching me tonight. Steffi says that my videos are at their best when I'm playing a game I really love. I was hoping I'd get more views for this one, especially with Beyond coming out. Wonder if those little buggers came out at Order of the Space Pirates, or they just came out hiding. Yeah, remember how annoying these enemies would have been in the original game? since you can't shoot diagonally. Like, that alone is just brilliant. Oh, I didn't even mention one of the greatest aspects of this game compared to the other two games. Look at this, you have a map screen now. You can actually chart your progress. Like, thank you. That was one of the most annoying things about the other two Metroid games, especially Metroid 2, where it was all black and white. You couldn't tell this from that. So, yeah, I'm glad they finally added this, and this would become the standard for Metroidvanias as well. It seems like every single one of them has this exact kind of map screen. It's great. But yeah, you can find map points here that, you know, show off the map, but most of the time you just gotta find it as it goes, which I'm okay with. Ah. Alright, you look. Oh, need to go in here. Actually, no, I don't. I was trying to go into the room above it. That's where I thought I was headed. You also have save points now too, which is also good. None of that password stuff from the original game. Remember how long and tedious the passwords got in the original Metroid? I'm glad that's not the case here. Would have been interesting if Super Metroid had a Justin Bailey type code for it. Fortunately, no way to play as Zero Suit Samus in this game. Okay, so can't go that way. Yep. Can't go this way though. Okay, so I need the morph bomb to get through there, so we'll head down this way and see where that takes us. Stupid swarm type enemies. Always baffles me that a tiny little thing like that can hurt Samus. 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like we got ourselves an Archozu statue already. That's great. And it is the morph bomb, just what we needed. Alright, let's... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not supposed to happen. Back off. Wait, did I kill it? Nope. Ah, crap, 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 crap. Oh, that was close. Wait. Whew. It's nice how when the enemies die, they leave a lot of energy, so... Oh man, that was a close one, wasn't it? Not the most difficult game I've ever played, which I actually like for this time period. I feel like a lot of old games tend to be needlessly difficult. Really, the replay value of Super Metroid comes more in what people are able to do with this with the skill ceiling. One move that I haven't had a chance to demonstrate yet is the wall jump. If you know what you're doing, you can actually make Samus vault off the walls, kind of like what Mario can. And what's neat about that technique is that you can do it off of one wall, so you can get some height and immediately move yourself to the other wall. And with that, you can actually completely sequence break the game. It's a very high skill move. It's something that I myself have not mastered, but it's cool that you can do that for sure. It's one of the things that makes Super Metroid so replayable. I don't think I gotta come out this way. Might as well see where this goes, though. Wish there was a faster way to get through that, though. I can't go that way, though. I need a power bomb to get through there. Ah, crap. Dadgummit. One thing that I've noticed a lot of developers do lately is that when they have a platformer like this, they'll actually give players the ability to still execute a jump, even if they've fallen off the platform ever so slightly. And that's actually good because, you know, it helps with the play control. Can't tell you how many times in my life I've played a platformer and I've just fallen over the edge because, you know, I didn't hit the jump button too early enough, despite trying my best to time it right. Looks like we got another view in there. You want to sound off? I was getting kind of lonely in here, which is kind of fitting for Metroid. Isolation has always been a big thing with these type of games. Alright, let's see if there's somewhere else we can go here. Ah, crap. Might be able to go through here, which we can. Let's see where this takes us. Oh, hey, Lois, how you doing? Been telling you a lot about this game now, so this is Metroid. You're good, Lois. You can always pull the video back later. Oh, cool, an energy tank. I definitely need that. Lois says she's just peachy. I'm happy to hear that. And I'm peachy too, because I'm playing Super Metroid. Yep, that's Samus. It's always funny. It's funny to think that in that suit of armor, it's actually a girl, huh? Funny thing about Samus's gender here, in the original Metroid manual, they actually referred to Samus as a he. It wasn't until you got to the end of the game that it was revealed that Samus was a woman, which was a big surprise for everyone. And canonically speaking, Samus actually makes an effort to hide her gender from her enemies, because when she's not wearing the suits, it makes it easier for her to just, you know, get out and do stuff. I guess you could say that. There are people in the galaxy who are aware of Samus's gender, but the space pirates are not aware of that fact. They exclusively refer to Samus as the Hunter. Got ourselves another elevator. Let's see where this takes us. Thought you might find the music here pretty good too, Lois. Got a really cool sci-fi vibe to it. Should be able to bomb this. Whenever you come to a dead end, it's always a good idea to drop a few bombs. You never know when there will be a hidden path. Looks like we got ourselves another map room here. Seriously, the map screen is so convenient in this game. Like, it's something that I'm just amazed wasn't added until now. No need to look up Nintendo Power for it. When they were writing the music for the original Metroid, Lois, he said what he was trying to do was make it sound like it was more the sound of an alien in the distance. Now, that's obviously not what he's going for here, because, you know, sound effects are more sophisticated on the Super Nintendo, so you can actually have creepy alien sounds. But that does sort of inform the vibe of Metroid. Let's see, your Lois is saying, I'd be really lost if I played without. Yes. As someone who has played the other two games, Lois, that's exactly what happens. What we have here is what people call the noob bridge. So I step on this and I fall through. Needed to do that though because there was a missile there. I can get out just by bombing this right here. But I remember when I first played Metroid, this part really frustrated me because I had no idea how to get past this bridge here, because I didn't realize there's a run button. You hold the Y button and Samus will pick up the pace a little bit. Might not be able to get through here though, at least not yet. I don't think I need the speed booster yet, but well, let's try this again. Oh, bugger. Yeah, I guess I need the speed booster to get through there. Or maybe not, I can just blast through here. I guess not. It has been a while since I played this, so I apologize if it seems like I don't know what I'm doing. This isn't a Metroid game that I play too frequently. Like, my favorite in the series is Metroid Prime. So if I need to get a Metroid fix, it's usually the game I pick. Got another save room, save my progress. wasting missiles on these doors. That's a cool little room here. You might be tempted to shoot those guys there, but if you do that, the room's gonna go dark, so it's best to just leave them alone. It's actually pretty neat, I must admit. Ooh, a missile refill station. Not that I really need that right now. I don't have much missile supply at the moment. For each missile upgrade station, you get 5 missiles, so... But that is going to be nice to know about in the future. Ah, crap. Again, just the nature of that spin jump. Looks like we got another viewer with us right now. You want to sound off in the comments? Up. Ah. Hate it when enemies get you like that. Like the falling petals here, that's also really cool. This game was definitely doing some really impressive stuff for the Super Nintendo, that's for sure. Can I bomb through these? No, I need the speed boost to get in there, and that doesn't come until much later in the game, so... That is one thing that people tend to complain about with Super Metroid and really the Metroid series in general. They complain that there's a lot of backtracking with these games, which isn't an untrue statement, but that's also part of it. You gotta remember, it's not a bunch of levels. It's one solitary map. It's important to explore. Ah. A little tight to fight this guy right here. Some annoying enemy placements here and there. Got ourselves another save room. You always want to stop by these when you're passing by, because you never know what you're going to come up against. Here we go. You stay away! Weird bug thingamajig. Hold still! What do we have here? Oh, we got our first boss here. Weird plant monster. Gotta wait for it to open up. Like that. Unfortunately, I'm not in a very good spot to get at it. I was hitting the jump button there. Cheap. Definitely not the most threatening of bosses, but, you know, it is the early start of the game. You don't want it to be too hard. Ah! This is starting to get old. I know you left a comment there, Lois, but give me a second to take this thing out. Nah, this ain't gonna be good. Jeez, how much damage can this thing take? Not good, not good, not good. There we go. Alright, what did you say, Lois? She says, because the new game is going to be a racing game, I thought the whole franchise was a racing game. I can get why you would think that, Lois, but the motorcycle in Metroid Prime 4 isn't going to be used for the purposes of racing. Metroid Prime 4 is going to have open world elements, so you just use the motorcycle to get around. The Metroid series is what you call a Metroidvania game, so like you look at the game, it's 2D, and you would think that, you know, it would just be a linear action platformer, but instead, it's more exploratory. The whole point of the series is to explore the levels to find permanent upgrades like what we have here, and these will allow you to access more portions of the map. So they're characterized by exploration and permanent upgrades and the feeling of constantly getting stronger. Like, that's the crux of the Metroidvania series. You're still new to all this gaming stuff, Lois. It's okay. But it's pretty cool, isn't it? In the Metroid Prime series, what that is famous for is basically just taking this kind of game and applying it to a 3D space. Alright, so now we got super missiles, which are the equivalent of 5 missiles. Little maggot. Alright, let's see where we're at. It might be worth exploring a little bit here, so we'll head up. Can't head up that way, so we'll go over here. I think I need the charge beam or a power bomb to get in there, so... It really makes me happy that you're definitely seeing the creativity and the ingenuity in video games, Lois. And like that right there, you would need your grapple beam to latch onto that to get over to whatever that white dot is there. So you guys probably can't see that because my ugly mug is covering the mini-map. Okay, so we're headed back into familiar territory here. Let's see here. Let's go back down. We're already 45 minutes into the stream. Aw, man, I'm having too much fun. Stream's gonna be over before I know it. Alright, so let's see what's under here. Ooh, another upgrade. What we got here? Ah, the charge beam. So now I can hold the button. It's essentially the equivalent of a missile. Though I don't recall it being used for a whole lot here. And that's a power bomb logo right there, so I definitely need a power bomb to use that. Use the bomb to jump up to that gap. And like, just the pacing in this game is great too. It just feels like you're always progressing somewhere here. Which is exactly what you want in a Metroidvania game. Nothing is more poison in a Metroidvania game for me than, you know, just getting stuck or doing laps over the same stretch of land without any idea of where you're supposed to go. Backtracking is one thing, but just going in circles because of poor map design, that's something else entirely. Just thankfully something that Super Metroid here doesn't suffer from, really. I think about it, this might be the new bridge I was talking about earlier. Yeah, I think this is it, so... This is what I was talking about when I first played this game. I got stuck here because I didn't realize that the game had a run button, so you hold the Y button and Samus picks up the pace. Later on, you get the speed booster, which basically turns her into the Flash for a second, allowing her to just plow through enemies, which is satisfying as hell, even if it's somewhat situational. But more skilled players will know about the Shine Spark technique, where you get a speed boost going, and then you push down on it, you actually save that charge, and then you can push up or to the side to send Samus charging one side. And again, it's something that can be used to sequence break the game. It's great. The music is definitely getting a bit sinister there. Such a great soundtrack here. Ooh, hey, off! Maggot. Alright, I can't go this way. Okay, so that's a dead end, so we're gonna go ahead and go back the way we came. 10 minutes left on the screen. Sometimes I wish I still did 2-hour showcases. But we want people to actually try these games, so... And now we got ourselves a dead end here. Can't remember how to get back through here. Guess there's something I'm missing over here. When in doubt, powerbomb everything. See? Right there. You just never know. And we'll go this way first. Energy recharge station, also very useful. Water is a bit of a pain. Until you get the gravity suit, you can't freely move through it, which is kind of a pain in the butt. But again, that's just part of the progression of the game. Ooh, I like that piano there, that's great. You think you could play that, Lois? No, you don't. I don't know what ASMR means. Yay, another elevator. Let's go down, let's go down, let's go down. Noifair, I think we're in now. Yep. Let's see if I can't get past this door. Ha! Though obviously I need to keep running. Let's try this again. Nah, I need the speed booster to get through there. I guess that could be seen as another issue with Metroid games. Like, For people who aren't accustomed to explorative side-scrollers like this, it might be tempting to get to a part like that and then to just give up because you don't understand how you're supposed to progress forward. Not really understanding that if you can't go one way, there's probably another way that you need to go. I definitely remember having trouble with that when I first played these games. Am I going to be able to get myself another missile power up here? Maybe if I... Ha! Up. Yeah, so remember how I said, you have a wall jump maneuver? That was what I was doing there. I am not skilled enough to do it on one wall, and it's also a little tricky to do it consecutively between walls. But people who know how to do it, they can do some pretty amazing things here. Super Metroid is one of the most popular games to speed run. Ah, crap. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Oh, I can just... Ah, here we go. High jump boots. These let you jump higher, obviously. But yeah, you saw how I use the wall jump to sequence break the game here. Again, that's just part of the fun of Super Metroid. People always finding new and unique ways to break this game in half. Question is, how do I get out of here? Oh, so now it's open. And I know we can probably go down that way, but let's see what's in here. Save room. Always want to save. Glad you're digging it, Lois. Off of me! I need the speed booster to go through that way, so back the way we came. Might as well. We're coming up on the end of the showcase anyway. Sometimes you forget to turn your missiles off. And I can't go in there anyway because it's too hot. Need to get the Varia suit to survive in there. I know people say that Samus is hot, but that's ridiculous. Well, it's like we've hit the wall here, so... Oh, I haven't gone this way. I can't go that way. Ah, wrong button. Up we go. I wonder if Samus plays elevator music when she rides one of these things. Ah! Get off of me. Alright, that's 9 o'clock, guys, so that's where we're gonna go ahead and call it. Alright, so Super Metroid. Obviously, I love this game, though the controls aren't as good as later games in the series. Just the amount of improvements that they made to the formula coming off of the original Metroid, and especially Metroid 2, just the introduction of a map screen just makes things so much easier. And in addition to being able to aim in all 8 directions, the fast pace of the gameplay, the humongous boss fights, we didn't even get to even any of the real cool ones. Also, state-of-the-art graphics for the time, amazing soundtrack. Yeah, it's just one of the all-time great masterpieces of the gaming industry. So if you haven't ever played it, highly recommend doing it, especially with Metroid Prime 4 Beyond coming out. That's going to be the next edited video, so be on the lookout for that in the coming month, because I'm going to play the hell out of that one. God, I hope it's good. It's been in development for so long, so I have my concerns, but I'm also optimistic based on what I've seen so far. But that's going to do it for tonight, guys. If you enjoyed tonight's content, please be sure to like and subscribe. I do these videos every Saturday at 8 o'clock. What I do is take a game, play it for about an hour, and then I talk about the history, the design, all that fun stuff, because I enjoy talking about it, and I enjoy sharing it with other people. What I do not do is play games from start to finish, because I feel like you miss something if you aren't actively playing the game yourself. But no disrespect to anyone who chooses to consume video games in that manner. That being said, if there is any game that you would like me to cover in this format, leave it in the comments. If I think it's worth checking out, I'll be sure to take a look at it. But apart from that, I hope you all have a good work week, and I'll see you next time.